Hi, folks. Welcome to the Mike Nowak Show with Peggy Malecki. Peggy's not here, but I've got two people who, see, it takes two people to replace Peggy on any given day. And one of them is an old friend of the show who's smiling down there in the left-hand corner of your screen. That's Debra Shore. She's with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago, and she is a commissioner and has been for a number of years and a great friend of the show. And we're so very excited to have you back with us. Thank you, Debra. I'm glad you're here. With her on the right screen is Justin Hart. He's an aide to Commissioner Shore. Justin, explain kind of what is it you do at the MWRD?
Sure. So I'm an aide to Commissioner Shore. We have conversations about the policy of the district and the work that the district does. My background is in science, and I bring that scientific lens to conversations about policy at the MWRD.
Fantastic. And one of the reasons they're going to be on the show this Sunday at 9 a.m. is to talk about an article that seems to, Debra, have struck a nerve or struck a note in the Chicago region. I don't know about you, but the day it came out, I had five people send me a copy of it. Hey, have you seen this? And I think that's one of the things that was happening that day. It's by Dan Egan, who has actually been on this show in the past. He studies the Great Lakes. He wrote a book called The Death and Life of the Great Lakes back in 2017, and we had him on the show then. Why do you think this latest article, and by the way, that latest article, I've got it here, it's called "The Climate Crisis Haunts Chicago's Future, a Battle Between a Great City and a Great Lake." As we know, that is ongoing. Debra, why do you think that resonated with people in Chicago?
Mike, the article, which, by the way, I recommend to everyone to read, it's well written, well researched, and has stunning graphics, arrived just after a tragic collapse and loss of life of a condo building in Florida, where the rising sea levels and salt water may have undermined some of the building structure. Comes on the heels of scenes of water rising and filling up New York subways, and of a terrific storm surge in Chicago and along the lakefront in May of 2020 that caused a lot of damage. So water is on people's minds, even as we are coming out of a drought this June in northern Illinois. But we have seen increased flooding and basement backups as a symptom of climate change, and it just resonated with everyone.
And you bring up a really good point, Commissioner Shore, which is that this is on the heels of a drought. In fact, some areas, if you look at the drought monitor maps, some areas in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin are still listed as in extreme drought, which seems, to those of us who got 4 inches of rain in a night in our backyards, and as you know, my basement flooded twice within 5 days a couple of weeks ago, it makes us scratch our heads. So, Justin, you've seen this is some of the stuff you've studied, the rising and falling of lake levels. What is it that strikes you about the variability of the lake levels in the Great Lakes?
Well, I think one thing about the Chicago region is that it's really hard to think of the whole picture. What happens in Cook County isn't necessarily what is going to determine what happens to the entire lake. And the lake stretches not only Lake Michigan, but the Lake Michigan is connected to Lake Huron. So everything that happens in that entire basin, covering not just Cook County, but everything all the way to Canada, really affects the things and the effects that we have here in Chicago. So even though it might dump 4 inches of rain here in a single night, if there's not rain in Wisconsin, there's not rain in Michigan, the lake isn't necessarily going to respond in the way that we would expect based on what we see looking out our windows.
You sound like our meteorologist, Rick DeMaio, Justin. All right, that's just a taste, folks, of what you're going to get on Sunday. We're looking forward to a great conversation with MWRD Commissioner Debra Shore and Justin Hart. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm going to go check my rain gauge now and see what we got last night. And folks, we hope you tune in 9 a.m. Go to the Mike Nowak Show on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Hit the little bell. And you can always go to MikeNowak.net as well, MikeNowak. And we'll see you both on Sunday.